Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jason and you're watching Jason Jensen Trains. In today's episode, we're going to take a break from working on this layout and going to the room next door and get some work done on the large G-scale sci-fi layout. It's been a while, and the reason that it's been a while is it requires a lot of woodworking or some woodworking, and the temperature in my garage has it was either really cold in the winter or now it's been really super hot. But today we are going to get some woodwork done. We're going to build the shell of the next diorama that gets stacked on what we already have done. So we'll go out in the garage, and I'm actually not going to film it. I'll take some pictures and show you what I've done out in the garage. And then we'll bring it downstairs and get some more work done in the shop on it. And hey, real quick, before we get started, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. And be sure to click on that bell up in the corner to be notified when I upload new videos. All right, well, we have a lot to do, so let's get to it. Okay, so I just took out this piece of wood and then replaced it with a wooden dowel. Now, that gets covered with this tubing, and you can see that it's split all the way. So we'll just cover it after we get everything painted. And then I did move that pillar forward. It was back here, and I just simply moved it forward. All right, so now we're going to get to painting this. So this gets gray. We'll get some gray on the pillars, gray on here, and then the whole underside and the underside down here all gets painted black. Okay, well, the gray is all done. Next, we're going to cut our plastic mesh to fit into the two large openings. And then we'll get some mat board cut to get this wood covered on this deck. And then eventually we'll have to get this flipped over and paint the underside of everything black. So the bottom is all painted black. It's still kind of wet, that's why it's glossy. And here we have a juice lid, a milk lid, a soda cap, and the end of a G.I. Joe gun. And we'll get lots of wires hanging down and going once we get it flipped over. Okay, so this is where we're at so far. I've got my mat board cut and my plastic mesh cut. Everything is just sitting there. I have to glue it all in place, and I'll use liquid nails for that. But I'll show you. So obviously this was all one piece, and then I just cut off this and then spray painted this a darker gray, and then spray painted the plastic mesh to match it. So I just cut the mesh bigger than the opening so it doesn't fall through. And then we'll get this all glued in place with liquid nails. And then I've got lights up here too that I installed. And very simple. It's kind of temporary. I'm going to get lights that have wires so that it all just plugs in. Right now I've got battery operated lights, and I'll show you how I did this. So here are the lights. And I cut a round circle of plastic and glued it to the bottom. That way it doesn't fall through. And the plastic I used was from Evergreen Scale Models. So then just drop it in. Okay, next I need to do some weathering on all this before I glue it in. It's going to be easier to just take these pieces out, weather them at my workbench, and then put them in place and glue them in. I still have to cut some mat board that goes on this, and then I'm going to put railings on both sides and around the edge of this. Okay, well, as you can see, it is in place. I'll try to put some pictures on the screen showing what it looked like before this was in place. I'm extremely happy with it. I love this sticking out right here. Now, what's exciting is above this, I don't have to do any more woodworking. That can all be done, that whole top layer can be done with cardboard, construction paper, chipboard. It can all just be lightweight. It's not supporting anything. It's just sitting up there. So that's going to make things a lot easier. So you can see I needed to move this forward, which I showed you, because it needed to line up with the one below it. I can take the camera off the tripod and show you how that lines up. And then same with this pipe here. I needed it to match up to the one below it. So now I'll take this off and carry it back into my workshop, and I can completely detail the inside of this. And really the rest of this, there's so much more detail that gets added to this. Signs and lights and hoses hanging down and wires. I will completely detail all of this. Now, hopefully you can see, but there's a giant crane over in that corner. And that will be used for unloading stuff from one level to another level. There's a train that's on this level right here. And then there's going to be a train up on this level. The lights are all on remote control that you can change the color of them, which is really great for photography. Okay, let me take the camera off and give you a closer look. Okay, so I have to add another door right here that matches these elevator doors. Then on this level, there's going to be some storefronts. I'm planning to put a secondhand store or like a used store right here. And then around the corner, this whole side will be a diner or just a place to eat. But the front will be opened, and then there'll be stools all out front. So everyone eats outside. And then lots of signs up here and more lights, lots of wires and hoses hanging down. Same on this side. It will sort of be a pawn shop. I guess pawn, that was the word I was searching for, sorry. But lots and lots of detail. So the train starts on this level right here. And then there will be a second train up on this level. Now the area in here will be mainly for working on large, very large robots. I have a good collection of robots that are going to be completely painted, and they'll all be put in this area. And then down here, I think this may be the next diorama that I actually build. And it's going to be sort of a laboratory, and you'll see aliens in round glass tubes, and the tubes will light up. And then up top will be more restaurants and like trading posts and possibly where some people live. So maybe small apartments. But I'm excited because that top level, I don't have to build anything out of wood. I can make it all out of cardboard and chipboard and all lightweight material because it just sits up there. Here is the large crane. So as you can see, it goes all the way to the ceiling. Some figures, and so for the train that's on this level up here, I may have some areas that are cut out where I install these. It might be nice to have one in the corner right there. I could put another one over here. We still have so much to do. I still have to paint all of this, add lots of graffiti to it, and lots of signs. I want to have a lot of signs hanging. And then I want to have areas where people, say, park right on the side, and then maybe there's some type of chain or rope that attaches it to a post right here. So I'll just drill a hole and put a dowel in or some really stiff wire, and then drill into the side of this, and then attach it as if it's parked right there and sort of floating. So I bought a couple of these. They're from Empire Toy Works. And there's a red one up there. But again, if I have these attached to the side like that, and then have a chain going over to a post, it sort of looks like it's just floating there. Okay, well, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. So until next time, stay motivated and happy modeling, everyone.